Hello everyone. So I'm finally starting off with the free flow combat system. Okay. So the first thing I'll be doing is create a third person template. It's a blueprint project. So I'll call it free flow combat system. Create. And while it loads, I'll actually go through the things that I'll be going through in this lecture. Okay. So in this intro video, I'll just go through the logic of how to detect enemies and um, the best way to actually uh, teleport to them or move to them. Okay. Finally, we'll be actually using motion warping and stuff like that. But for now, for this very first lecture, we'll be using probably timelines. Okay, or the move component to function to move between them. Okay. So also, before I do that, I'll be using paid animations. I'll be using the close combat anim set. You are free to choose whatever animation you prefer. Okay. Okay. So the animation has been added. So the first thing I'll do is create the folder structure. I'll create the FFCS free flow combat system. I'll move the blueprint and input over there. Okay. I'll fix up the directors and BP third person. I will actually like make it character base, and I'll create two childs. The first would be the player, and the other one would be the BP grunt. Okay, and also I have the close combat anime set. So from the mannequin character mesh, I'll actually delete the skeleton and replace it with the uh, mannequin that comes with the third person. Okay, save selected, uh, fix up the directors since I changed the animation skeleton. Okay, so now, right. So in the character base, and also see it opens up like this, right? So what I want to do is go to edit, editor preferences, and over here you will have the asset editor open location. Change it to main window. Okay. So now if you open up the character base, as you can see, it opens up in the main window itself. Now I'll cut all the logic from the event graph and open up the BP player. And in the event graph itself, I'll just copy paste it because we need it only for the player, right? And also, as you can see, you have to compile and save every time. So for that, you can click on these three dots, save on compile and on success only. Okay. So if you compile it, it will automatically save. See if there's no error. So in the character base, I will actually get rid of the camera and I'll paste it over here. Spring arm and camera. So now if I'm to go to the world settings and change it to the BP player, I still have the camera, I still have the character movement. I'll actually change it to the uh, character mannequin, and the animation would work just fine because with Unreal Engine 5 they have anime retarget poser, so that you can actually like use the 5 animation with the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin as well without any issues. And for this lecture, I'll just leave it as is. Later on, I might make my own anime class, but for now, this is totally okay. Okay. So the first thing to do is let's go ahead and put out the grunts nearby. Okay, in 4 places like this. So Now I'll be spawning in front, and with the WASD key, I can actually like choose which uh, target to attack. Yeah. Mm, on the go to project settings on collisions, say on camera, I'll make it to ignore. So yeah, the mm, okay, that was the on and character mesh. So yeah, no more snipping of the camera. First thing would be to actually also take the inputs actions. I'll duplicate the jump because it's a boolean. I'll call this attack and open up the IMC default. Add a mapping, that would be the attack, and have it to left mouse button. Okay. So in the BP player, I can call in the attack action event, and over here, mm, I'll create a few functions that would mm, enable us to find the best attacking player, right? Um, and also before that, I need to create one more thing, and let's make it miscellaneous. Actually, not miscellaneous. I'll have it as something else. Data, and over here I will create what is it? Blueprint, and I'll go to enumerations. I'll call this attack states. Okay, so the first would be idle, the second would be teleport, and the third would be attacking. Okay, so we have three states. Now this is one way to do it. I'm thinking if I should have it this way. When this is typically done using states. Mm, yeah, for now, let's just do it with enums. And there are a few different ways to do it in a better choice as well, but we'll come to those later on. Um, so in the BP player, okay, so let's first understand something with this is, let's say if this is our character and this is our character, these are the enemies that we have, right, in four places. Okay, so now if my player is, let's say, looking at this side, okay, this is the camera rotation or the control rotation, okay, and the enemy is over here, right? So this is the enemy location or rotation. So this is the enemy direction. Yeah, that is the perfect word. Uh, the enemy direction. So we need to find a proper way to actually like make sure the player moves right in the proper direction and attack this player. And to do this, let's say on a three-axis plane, right? Let's say this is the Z, this is the X, and this is the Y. The angle between the X and Z is the Y angle. Okay. Between X and Y is the Z angle, and between Z and Y it is the X angle. You can also cross check this. in the uh, editor itself. So as you can see, this is the x and y, this is the z. Okay, z and x is the y, that is the green, right? And z and y is the x angle. So that's how it works in geometry. So making sure we have an understanding of that. So the thing is, if I am to actually like go into this, look to this character, obviously I need to move this angle, right? So that is the z angle that we needed from here, right? And that is the camera rotation, control rotation, sorry, control rotation. We need the z axis, and from this z, we need to multiply it with the input direction, that would be our, depending on the W, A, S, and D keys, right? We'll get this. So we need these two, and we need to make the dot product of this and the distance of the player character. Okay, player location and the enemy location. Okay, so we need the distance. So these two dot product will give us the idea of which enemy we should attack. So if I'm pressing W, the dot product would be the lowest uh, for this character among all the others. If I'm pressing D, this one will have the lowest among the other three. Okay, so let's see that in action actually. Um, so let's do a function over here. I'll call this find enemies within range. Now this range, I'll have it on a float, so we can understand, or we can set the range of it. Mm, we'll do a sphere overlap actors, so we can get an array, and the position would be the get actor location, and that range I'll get it over there. So this range and this range is the same. Object types, I'll make it to pawn, and I'll make an array to ignore self, and filter class you can actually do it for uh, character base. Now once that is done, I can return this array, right? And you can have it from started. So let's say I'm doing it for 800 range. Okay, find enemies within range, then find best enemy to pounce. Mm, this will be an actor array of enemies. So I'll create a local variable, and I'll call this the dot product. So the lesser, uh, the dot product would be in range of -1 to 1, -1 being the least favorable. Okay, and I'll try to find the best enemy over here. Mm. So I'll create another function. This would be the best enemy based on dot. Actually, that is that one. This is the um, find dot product between enemy is actually this is an array. So we would require normal single array. This will be the enemy. Mm, Obviously, this will return a dot product. And like I said, for the dot product, I need the control rotation. Okay. And I need the Z only. Okay. So I'll make rotator. So from here, I can get the vector, sorry, I can get the forward vector and I can get the right vector. Okay. And I can get the last input vector from the character movement. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll multiply this. Okay. And I'll then normalize it. Actually, I don't need to add this. Wait, sorry. I can just multiply this. Yeah. And I have this, and now I need to add it to the distance and to get the dot product between the distance of the actor and the play actor. So again, I'll normalize this. So normalizing gives me a unit vector, right, between the two. Um, uh, so this one will be the dot product, and from here, yeah, so I'm getting the dot product from here, and I'll check if this dot product is um, greater than the dot product over here. If it is, then this is our enemy to move actually. Mm, uh, enemy mm, actor object reference. I'll have it uncompleted. Um, and obviously promote to a local variable. This will be the enemy. Sorry. Also, that will be the dot product. Best enemy. Okay. Mm, yeah. And now I can move component. I'll just do a move component 2 for now to see if it's moving to the proper one or not. Right. This is inversed actually. Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, it moves between all of them. Um, now, obviously, need to find a better position for these enemies, right? So the best way to do that would be, mm, so what I think the best would be is we get the actor location, and then we get the forward vector of the enemy. Mm, to float double precision. The capsule radius is 35, so I'll just put it as 35 for now. Okay. Mm, this is where we need to go, and right, my bad. This is where we need to go, right? Um, okay, okay. Also, yeah, this is fine. The only issue is, I need to actually not lock into the character I'm already attacking, because chances are he will be knocked out, right? The first time itself. So for that, uh, find best enemy to pounce. Mm, we have found the dot product, and also we'll have to check that the best enemy, if it is not valid, then it is good. Um, we also need to promote to a variable, and this one will be current enemy. Okay. So yeah, actually change that with the current enemy. If it is not valid, then it is fine. Otherwise, we'll need to make sure that, mm, is not valid. Yeah, sorry, it's not the same, right? And if it's true, I can directly go from here like that. So yeah, looks a bit rough. Yeah, that's one of the issues with blueprints. Looks messy. So wait, yeah, probably something's wrong. That's why it got unplugged. I was thinking something's wrong. Yeah. Let's see a bit more. Mm. Mm, make it so I know they are exactly now proper place. Okay, so let's test it out. Yeah, it shouldn't go twice, right? Yeah. So that's why we needed the enum as well, the attack state. So the attack state, mm, I'll call this E attack states, uh, current state. Sorry. Yeah, let's call this current state. So we'll have to make sure that the current state is equal to idle. Um, I can collapse to macro check state. So if this state is next step, yeah. So if it is equal to idle, then we'll move. Mm, we can also have a false. Um, it's not pure, it's true. Sorry about that. So check state. If it's idle, only then move. And this would be teleporting. Sorry. I'll have to make a set. Um, I'll collapse to a macro as well. I'll call this set state. And basically sets the states and returns it if we need to know. Uh, set, what's wrong? And delete it. Huh, that's weird. Is weird. Um, okay. So I'll set it to teleport, and then we'll have attacking after this. But for now, I'll just set it to idle. Okay. So so yeah, you can still see the issue. Mm, actually, it's not an issue. It's not actually going twice. It's just not checking for the distance itself. So again, easy fix, because like we can even actually test it out over here real quick that it's not actually calling it twice. Okay, it can only call once until and unless it finishes teleporting. It cannot actually do anything. Yeah, so it's working as intended. Also you can check with the hello as well. As you can see, it only prints hello once. So yeah, it's working fine. Um, this video is already longer than I wanted it to be, so I'll stop it over here. I will start with the animations and animation montages in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.